Hey everybody, Who's Your Jedi here with another review for you. This time I'm talking the Doctor Who episode, Time Heist. And overall, I enjoyed this episode quite a bit. It was really a lot of fun. Now, obviously, this is based on kind of the idea of let's put the Doctor in the role of in Ocean's 11, basically. I mean, yeah, in the interviews regarding the episode, both Peter Capaldi and Jenna Coleman even referenced Ocean's 11, and I kind of like it. It's a very neat idea. It sort of puts the Doctor in a situation where we've never really seen him before, and the idea of the Doctor as a bank robber is kind of cool. Now, overall, the story itself, I kind of thought it sort of floundered a little bit in the middle, but it kind of got its legs back towards the end. No, I wasn't really hugely impressed with Miss Karamazov, Karo Barros, or however the heck you say the woman's name. A lot of people, when that actress was cast, and once again, my inability to remember actors' names has struck hard. A lot of people were kind of going around speculating that she might be a female version of the Master, and I think this episode quite firmly puts that idea to rest. Now, the idea of some of the subplots of what's been going on around are starting to come into focus a little bit more, and I do think that they are kind of planting seeds for stuff that are going to pay off again later. Sai and Cybra seem like characters that we might see pop up again towards the end of the season to help the Doctor in some way, as does the Teller alien and his wife. Now remember, the Doctor is one of the big mysteries is like, why does the Doctor can't remember why he chose the face that he did. And well, here we have the Teller alien with his ability to poke around in the Doctor's mind. Potentially there's a solution there. Now, one thing I didn't like about the Teller is the whole thing where it turns the guy, that unfortunate black dude's brain, into soup, and then later we see him that his skull has collapsed inward. Well, I'm pretty sure that's not how biology works. I mean, granted, it's an alien doing some kind of weird psychic thing to a person, so normal medical science probably doesn't apply. But let's keep in mind that your skull is a bone. All right, there's a reason why you can find fossilized human skulls on shelves in museums. So, obviously those skulls don't have brain fluid or brains in them anymore, but they've kept their shape. So, I mean, I'm not saying that there isn't some sort of medical anomaly case or two out there that where something like this, well, okay, not attacked by a psychic alien, but you kind of get where I'm going. It's just that just seemed a little unnecessary. But again, it's a little detail, and I'm probably overanalyzing it. But we are here to do analysis, so yeah. Kind of glad that we got a little bit of a break from Danny Pink this week. Again, I do like the character, but I just don't think they've quite worked out how to show him to us properly just yet. Now it looks like next week we might be getting to see some more. We're going to be getting to see some more of him, and I have good hopes for that episode. But again, just sort of taking a step back from that and just like making it an episode where the Doctor and Clara go off on a crazy adventure. That's really cool. Now, one thing about this episode is that they're kind of, at the beginning when Claire is getting ready for her date, they're kind of doing some more of that stuff where they're trying to remind us that the Doctor isn't human, so that he doesn't always quite understand human things. But the idea that the Doctor doesn't realize that Clara is wearing high heels just sort of makes the Doctor seem dumb. Okay, this is not the first time the Doctor has been around a woman who's worn high heels. So that was kind of silly. Um, there were some nice nods to, of course, Doctor Who continuity when we saw the little slideshow. We saw many aliens from the history of Doctor Who, John Hart from Torchwood, and one that was a drawing of a person that this is one that people who aren't really familiar with expanded universe Doctor Who lore might not realize, but that was a guy named Absalom Dack, aka the Dalek Killer, and basically his story, as I understand it, he's sort of a human criminal who lost his family to the Daleks and sort of went out there and became well, basically kind of what the Punisher is to criminals in Marvel Comics, Absalom Dack is to Daleks. So I guess you could say that the thing the Daleks fear the most is the Doctor, but Absalom Dack would probably be able to put out a pretty good case for being the thing they fear second most. I remember reading a Doctor Who novel years and years ago where he appeared and had an adventure with Ace and the Seventh Doctor, and honestly, at the time, I was just really confused exactly who's this guy was. I didn't realize just how much expanded universe Doctor Who material there was out there, but of course, being in the United States, a lot of that stuff was just simply not available to me at the time. But still, this officially cements Absalom Dack as a part of the Doctor Who official Doctor Who canon, and he's a character who's been around since like 1988, so he certainly does have his fair share of fans. So I'm sure there are plenty of people out there who are quite pleased by this. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I wanted to say about this episode. No, this wasn't really the kind of creepy horror story or psychological horror story thriller that we got last episode. This was just again, just kind of Doctor Who doing a heist movie thing, having some fun. Obviously, they sort of set the stage for I'm thinking some seriously notable payoffs later on. I think that by the end of the season, we're going to have come back here and take another look at this episode and see quite a few things that ultimately end up being very important. I really was, though, very curious as to when we were first introduced to this whole situation is, well, what could somebody possibly offer the Doctor that he would agree to be part of this? And of course, the Doctor's not exactly somebody you can bribe, you know. But just the sort of the idea of there could be something that you could offer the Doctor that even he wouldn't be able to resist. And more than a few people have tried this. Remember dinosaurs on a spaceship? That didn't work. But again, just the idea of what could that possibly be in the case of the Doctor. I mean, it certainly is a fun idea to muse on, if nothing else. But yeah, overall, just kind of a fun episode. Lots of really great Peter Capaldi being Peter Capaldi. As much as they build this as being a darker Doctor, Peter Capaldi, I think, has been absolutely hilarious a lot of the time. Not hilarious in the same way that Matt Smith was, but still, this Doctor has not disappointed in the funny department. I mean, I especially love the scene where the alien is going through his head and he goes, bow tie, scarf, and then he talks about his own outfit. I was going for minimalist, and then mentions that he ended up looking like a magician, which is something that more than a few people have said online. Personally, I just kind of like the idea that he was going for sort of a more modernized version of the Third Doctor's outfit, but whatever. But yeah, guys, that's all I really have to say about this episode. It was quite a lot of fun, and I definitely enjoyed it. So, with that said, you can of course follow me on Twitter at Hoosier Jedi, and until next time, take care and have a good one.